Hi and welcome to the first episode of We Are All Satoshi, recorded here in Berlin where lots of interesting cryptocurrency stuff happens. I'm Satoshi and I'm here today with Satoshi and Satoshi from SatoshiPay. Most welcome.
Most welcome as well. Nice to meet you, Satoshi, finally.
Meinhard and Levin.
Yes.
What is your story? What problem are you solving?
Yeah, maybe I'll take this one. So SatoshiPay is a nanopayments company, and it's solving the problem of transacting very small amounts of value on the internet. Technically, that's not really a big problem, but it still hasn't happened yet. So you cannot pay 1 cent over the internet, even in 2017, in an open loop system. You need to use closed loops, like existing payment companies. And we wanted to solve this in an open loop and then make it available to the masses straight away, not just to some tech nerds, but make it really easy for everyone to use. And that's why we built a use case based on that, which is payment for web content, just maybe one image, one news article. This works across websites. And it's a very tangible use case of the Bitcoin blockchain.
You're inventing the word nano payment here. What's a typical payment value?
Yeah, so I mean, it's not really invented. We kind of hijacked it. We grabbed it and we said, okay, this is a good term that describes what we want to do. And we are pushing it in all the releases we do. So micropayments are defined as everything below 10 euros, $10 by Visa, PayPal, and so forth. And we said we can go 1,000 times smaller. So we do it really nano. And also to stress that we're talking about very small amounts, even down to 1 cent or less. So that's really the special.
You're going sub-cent.
Yeah, easily.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah, I mean, so
As in, how are you going sub-cent?
yeah, so
And what's the cases?
it's based on the Bitcoin blockchain, and one Bitcoin has 100 million satoshis, and we can, in theory, transact 1 satoshi. Maybe Levin wants to correct me. How is actually technically possible?
No, that's true, and this is something. I mean, also 1 satoshi is just a kind of unit of account in the Bitcoin sphere. So there could be. It's just a question of allowing even like smaller fractions of a satoshi or so. So we could also talk about transferring hundreds of a cent or so at some point. When we say, okay, we want to change the denomination of a Bitcoin, this is just a network kind of setting, but it wouldn't change the amount of Bitcoins that are there. So it's actually something that is kind of realistic to happen at some point when the value of Bitcoin goes further up.
You're talking about adding fractions or adding decimal places to the Bitcoin system inside your platform.
So a Satoshi is a 100 millionth of a Bitcoin, right? And why not making this a billionth, or having another unit like a micro Satoshi that is a billionth of a Bitcoin or so? So this is what I'm talking about. And then we could transfer this value. So actually, there's no limit to how small the amount gets that we want to transfer. And I'm a mathematician. And for me, this is beautiful, because I don't care about these limitations that we today have in fiat currency, where we say, okay, you have a euro, and then the euro is, you can chop it in 100 pieces, and then that's it. And I don't like that. I mean, like, why should I stop there? I can just like do it forever if I want. And this is what Bitcoin gives to us. And you were asking a little bit about the question, where does this make sense? What should I pay? Like, why should I pay less than a cent for something or so? And what we're aiming at is not only to solve this right now, like this is a starting point, right? The web content and so on. But we want to go the full mile. Today, the internet is about you exchange information, you exchange maybe some data stream, you see a video or so, but the payment part is really clunky. So why not, in the same moment where you consume the stream, for example, you can pay incrementally like half a cent per kilobyte for what you're watching. This is the kind of, like, this is what we want to go for. So making not only the exchange of information in the internet possible, but also the transfer of value at the same time on the protocol level, and not like now with PayPal charging up and then being logged in or so. No, this needs to be a platform like TCP/IP.
And even the forefathers of the web already implemented, I believe it was in 95, an error code, which is 402, HTTP 402, so not 404, but 402, meaning payment required. So we, in part, implemented this code as well. So we exchange payment information at protocol level, HTTP protocol level. So to each web transfer, we can attach a value or some sort of payment information. And that's, I think, really powerful.
Great. What's your deployment at this stage? As in, what's the rollout? Or maybe are you in open beta? Do you have a launch planned?
Yeah, so we launched in the beginning of 2016. So we are live with a number of blogs, and we have had around, I believe it's around I forgot the right exact number, around 350 signups for our, like by publishers, small publishers. A lot of them are trying around. We have a few Bitcoin blogs that are trying us out. Because up until recently, Bitcoin was the only method to bring money into the system to top up. And we launched PayPal just last week as a top-up method. So you can just use your PayPal account and get some funds into the system. What we do in the background is we exchange that to Bitcoin and feed the Bitcoins for you into the system, which means you will receive Bitcoins to your browser. So we don't have control of these Bitcoins. You decentrally you have control over your own Bitcoins in a decentralized fashion. So we don't have this one big hot wallet on our server that's like attackable. It's really like in the control of each single browser.
But we're a live production. You can use it today. People are using it today. You can use your Bitcoins to pay with this, and it works. So
awesome. How do you start using it?
That's the beauty. So you just go to, for example, like the SatoshiPay website, and then you will see a little widget in the lower right corner after you load the page. And this is like we already set up everything for you. You have a wallet, you have a private key, you have everything. You don't have to sign up, nothing. We'll store it in your browser. So be sure not to just delete your cookies and your local storage or reset your browser.
Cookies is fine actually.
We have a backup process for that. Cookies is even fine, but the local storage is important. And then you're good to go. And then you can even go to other websites that also support SatoshiPay, and you'll still have the same balance if you top it up. So we wanted to show also that with the blockchain technology, it is very easy to also improve the onboarding process. You don't have to put in a password, an email address. This is completely anonymous.
I mean, there's no onboarding basically. So we removed the onboarding process completely. It's the same way as you don't onboard with coins or with cash. So we transported the idea of pocket change to the web. So you have some coins in your pocket, you just go to a shop and pay for something, and then you walk away, you go to another shop, and you don't have an onboarding or sign-up process either with your own wallet or with any of these shops. So just remove that.
If anyone wants to try it out, go to SatoshiPay, click in the lower right corner, you'll see a little round icon showing 0 because you don't have a balance yet. And then you top it up with some Bitcoin, and then you're good to go and can start paying for content.